Let's be real for a second. Have you ever felt like your garden is less of a peaceful sanctuary and more of a, well, a second job? Yeah, you're not alone. But what if I told you the secret to a crazy abundant, low-effort garden isn't about having a greener thumb, but about having a smarter blueprint? Today, we're going to dive into a design principle that can completely change the game for you. It's called permaculture zoning.
Okay, so before we get to the solution, let's really talk about the problem. It's a cycle that so many of us get trapped in. You start with so much excitement, and it just ends in exhaustion.
I mean, does this sound familiar? You spend your whole weekend hauling compost to the far corner of your yard. You totally forget to water those delicate herbs because they're tucked away somewhere you never go. And then, before you know it, bam, the weeds have taken over, the pests have moved in, and you're just about ready to trade your shovel for a concrete patio.
And this, right here, this gets to the absolute heart of it. The source material argues that failure almost never comes from a lack of effort. No, it comes from a lack of intelligent design. We tend to treat our land like it's this flat, uniform map, but that's just not how energy or nature works. We've got to shift our thinking.
So this is where permaculture comes in with just an elegant and, honestly, an incredibly effective solution. It's a way of thinking that organizes your landscape to work with your natural habits, not against them.
What a powerful idea, right? This whole philosophy is built on efficiency. It's all about placing the parts of your garden based on how often you actually need to see them, which saves your most valuable resource of all, your own energy.
Okay, so there's the formal definition, but let's break that down. Just think of it like this. It's a blueprint for creating a garden that feeds you instead of draining you. It organizes your whole world into these zones of energy, starting from your kitchen all the way out to the deep wilderness.
So, you ready? Let's take a walk through this design. We're going to start right at the center of all the action and move outwards, and you'll see how the energy and the attention you need to pay changes with every single step.
We're kicking things off right at the heart of the system. These are the areas you're in and out of every single day. This is the foundation.
So Zone 0 is your house. It's the central hub. It collects rainwater, gray water, and kitchen scraps, which the source beautifully calls black gold. Then, right outside your door, you've got Zone 1, the Slippers Garden. I love that name. It's the spot you can get to in your pajamas to snip some fresh basil for dinner. Basically, any plant that needs your attention every day, it belongs right here. Okay, as we take a few steps further out, we enter the zones that are the real workhorses of your food production. These are the spots that demand a bit less of our constant daily attention. Zone 2 is for things you might visit daily, but, less intensely, like going out to collect eggs from your chickens or checking on your main compost system. It's perfect for hardier plants like small fruit trees or berry bushes. Then you get to Zone 3. This is your farm. This is where you grow the big stuff, the potatoes, the corn, the beans that are going to get you through the winter. You might only visit this area a few times a week.
All right, now we're moving to the outer rings of the system. We're on the wild edges, where our intervention becomes super minimal, and we really start to partner with nature instead of trying to direct it.
Zone 4 is this semi-wild space. It's for foraging for wild mushrooms or collecting firewood. It also acts as this really important buffer, protecting your inner zones from wind and providing a home for predators that, hey, control your pests for free. And then there's Zone 5. What's so cool here is that Zone 5 is described as the teacher. It's an area of total wilderness, zero human interference, where we just get to observe and learn from nature's own perfected systems.
So why go through all this trouble of mapping out circles? I mean, what's the big deal? Well, it's because this system understands and respects the flow of energy. Most importantly, your energy.
And this chart just lays it out perfectly. A traditional garden is just based on whatever space is available, which usually leads to this flood of overwhelming work. But a zone design, it's based on your energy and your use, creating a manageable drip of productivity. Think about it. If your compost pile is way out in Zone 4, you're going to stop composting. If your thirsty tomatoes are in Zone 3, they're going to die. Zoning organizes work based on the reality of your own footsteps.
And this, right here, this is the ultimate payoff. By grouping things with similar needs into the right zones, the whole system starts to manage itself. You save water, you save money, but you know what? Most importantly, you save your own energy, which leaves you more time to actually enjoy all the amazing abundance you've created.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. You're looking at a barren yard and feeling completely overwhelmed. Don't be. The beauty of this whole system is that it gives you a clear and totally manageable place to start.
Here's your game plan, and it is beautifully simple. The golden rule is to start at your doorstep. Seriously, don't worry about Zone 4 yet. Just establish your Zone 1. Master that little herb spiral right outside your kitchen. Get your Zone Zero compost system working. And only when those inner circles are thriving and practically running themselves should you even think about expanding outwards.
I think this final quote from our source material just sums it all up perfectly. This is a long game, for sure, but with the right blueprint, every single step you take is a step toward freedom and a system that truly, truly sustains you.
So, I want to leave you with one final thought. Forget the big picture for just a minute. Just think about that little space right outside your door. What would your slippers garden, your Zone 1, actually look like? Answering that one question, that's the first step to designing your own future of abundance.